Just a week, the trial of Christopher Schur begins. He's facing second-degree murder charges in the death of 26-year-old Patrick Lyoya. Tomorrow, jury selection will begin. On Monday, the trial will start. It has been a 3-year wait for this trial. In April of 2022, cell phone video captured the death of Lyoya on camera. And of course, this caught national attention. That video will be scrutinized in court. 3 years ago, former Grand Rapids police officer Christopher Schur pulled over a Nissan Altima near the intersection of Griggs and Nelson Streets. 26-year-old Patrick Lyoya, a refugee from Congo, was driving with a friend. Lyoya got out of his vehicle and disregarded commands from Schur. The two got into a physical struggle that ended when Schur shot Lyoya. After the shooting, Schur was placed on administrative leave. Grand Rapids Police Chief Eric Winstrom, who at the time was just 25 days into the job, filed an unreasonable force complaint against him. On April 13th, the dash cam and body cam video was released to the public. In June, Schur was charged with second-degree murder by the Kent County prosecutor. And since then, Schur's attorneys have attempted to have those charges dismissed several times. The Michigan Supreme Court denies all motions, but tomorrow the court will begin seating a jury as the trial gets underway. By the way, we have reached out to the Schur family as well as his attorneys for an interview. They've declined, but his legal team did send us a statement saying they look forward to proving his innocence. Meanwhile, the Lyoya family spoke with 13 on Your Side last week, saying they will not be stopping their fight for justice. Listen.
When we left Africa, we ran away from war. Really, we ran away from war. We came here, we were hoping to have peace, to have the joy and to have the family time that every parent can enjoy with the children. And sadly, this tragedy that happened, my son was shot in the back of his head by this murderer, the police, Schur. That really torn us apart, and we felt like now the safe haven that we're looking for, we don't have it anymore. That comfort has gone because right now we are living in anxiety that what happened to Patrick can happen to us at any time. We are not safe, and that peace and the joy that we're looking, it has gone from our heart. I say it and I repeat it again, it's the color of his skin. Patrick lost his life. He was murdered by this murder because of the color of his skin, because he was black. Because if Patrick was white, a young white boy, I guarantee you 100% this will never happen to Patrick. I mean, he could have been given a second chance to live. But Patrick was shot because he was black, and I believe the color of his skin, that's what my son lost his life.
The fact of the matter is, Patrick was absolutely down on the ground with his face facing the ground, was on all fours. Schur was on top of him with his chest and lower body draped over Patrick's body, controlling him. And then you see on the video, Schur reach back with his right hand, unholster his weapon, and shoot and kill Patrick in the back of the head. That is an execution style type of a shooting. It's one that is never or seldom, but in this case, not justified at all. And one of the biggest things you're going to hear about in this criminal trial, and for sure you would in our civil trial, is folks that are defending this don't understand that Schur pulled the trigger on his taser twice, rendering it all but unusable by a non-trained person. Patrick Lyoya, which Schur clearly would have suspected, did not have that taser training since they're not allowed for citizens to carry in Michigan. So in Patrick's hands, which we don't even think Patrick had in his hands, Schur people and supporters say Patrick did, even though you can't see it in the video. Even if he did, it would absolutely have not rendered Schur defenseless, and it would not have created a situation where he was in imminent, reasonable fear for his life. That no matter what he comes on the witness stand to say, Schur knew he pulled the trigger twice, knew that those probes were spent, couldn't be used against him. Schur knew what he was doing, and therefore could not have reasonably been in fear for his life, making this murder and not a justified shooting. So that's why the criminal charges, that's why Ben Crump and I proudly represent this family in civil court, and we believe that Schur will be convicted by a jury of his peers. We're hoping that the jury has peers of the Lyoya family as well. but that's a whole nother issue, sadly.
That the fact that the new chief has added jujitsu to their training, that people in our community believe that would have helped prevent the Patrick Lyoya death. I believe they have a long way to go, but we have seen some movement. But I also believe that once the chief had to change some of the training, it proves that the training that they were under before the new chief is culpable for that death. And I think the city of Grand Rapids needs to stand up, take responsibility for that, and embrace this Lyoya family and see what they can do for the pain and suffering that Peter Lyoya and the mothers and the children have gone through.
You can watch the entire trial of Christopher Schur gavel to gavel starting Monday next week right here on 13+. From opening to closing arguments and the testimony in between, we'll be streaming the trial live. Plus, tomorrow on Morning Plus, we'll have an expert walkthrough on how jury selection will start with local experts right here at 9 a.m. Stay with us for continuing coverage.